right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in the studio, joined by Randy Angston. What's up, buddy?
Good day, friend.
Good day.
Yes,
good day.
sir.
It's a good day. It's cooling off outside. We're getting into the old October, fall. I saw a funny meme for anybody that's not in Arizona. This is you wouldn't laugh at this, but like, hey, in Arizona right now, it's like you wake up in winter, you go into spring, then you're in summer during the middle of the day, and you're back into fall at night because it goes from like 40s to 89 down to 36.
Wait, it was 103 yesterday or something like that, wasn't it? Like,
yeah. It swings like 50, 60 degrees throughout the day.
Another great one. It was like, oh, it's a beautiful 78th morning of August.
That's funny. That's funny.
It never changes.
Which one is it? We got
Come
the sound
on,
effects.
Nick. Yeah.
There you go. All right, Jim Motors, I got a question for you. What makes you different?
Ooh.
Why would somebody remember coming to you guys? What is it that makes you stand out over the guy down the street? What are the things that you do that are proprietary, even within your four walls, the way you train, but also how you treat your customers, the customer experience? Because I can tell you one thing, right now, there's really a line in the sand. I mean, in the middle, I guess it's a bell curve. Let's just look at a bell curve. Sure. Right in the middle, you got everybody doing the same thing, meaning you go to their websites, what do they provide?
Fitness, nutrition, and accountability.
Fitness, nutrition, and accountability. Those are the things that everybody claims that they do.
Yeah, it's what gets results in this arena, right?
Right. And then on one end, down on the left, let's just say the underperformers, those people barely do anything. They maybe do fitness and at a really low scale, right? And then on the other end, on the top end, it's like over the top blood work and
concierge
service, right? Like those are all the things. It's crowded in the middle. I will tell you this. There's people out there looking for a solution that's unique, that they're going to remember. And if you're trying to tell me that your X factor is your community, well, you're sadly mistaken that's going to hold the distance for you. There's plenty of people that don't want the community. They don't want to go to the happy hours. They just want to come in and work out. In fact, we learned that lesson the hard way when we tried to host an event and we couldn't get anybody to even show up. But like 2 years prior, even with the same people, which is ironic, there's some of the same people here. They were diehards. They're very tribe mentality. In the way we are now with the semi-private, it's just individualistic. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Right. And so we went to this event in Vegas, and one of the speakers was a marketer, right? And we understood about 99% of what he was talking about. One of the things that he brought up was he worked for a plumber over there. Like they were getting leads. They were trying to figure out what their X factor was, and the guy was talking to the owner of the plumbing company, and he's like, well, what do you walk me through your process? And the guy's like, yeah, well, we'll go in and fix a toilet, and then we'll clean the bathrooms top to bottom, and then we'll schedule them for another. He's like, hold on. What did you say in the middle there? He's like, we'll clean the bathrooms top to bottom. He goes, even if you're fixing a toilet, you're going to clean the shower, in the mirrors, in the sinks? He's like, yeah, that's just what we do. Our plumbers have a bucket. They have sponges, stainless steel cleaner, granite cleaner, Windex, all the stuff. We just make sure the whole place is spotless before we leave, not just what we're working on.
There you go.
And the whole room was like, whoa, really? And really what it wasn't the fact that they would fix the toilet. They just left this customer feeling like they got taken care of, if you really think about it. The guy, it was above and beyond anything that they really had to do. And wouldn't you believe that they get most of their business from referrals? Well, that makes a lot of sense, right? Like, of course, I would tell all my friends if somebody came and they cleaned the whole bathroom, right, when they were just fixing the toilet, whatever it was. And so it got us thinking, me and Randy were like, man, what is it that gyms can do or any business for that matter, that could be like the plumber that would clean the bathroom.
Yeah, let's just give a little context a deeper context to that too. A lot of it was framed in the fact of it's not just about the value of the sale today. It's about the lifetime value of that client, right? And so in that arena, in that situation, you've got it's a service-based call. This person came out to fix a problem, right? It's not maintenance on a toilet. You know what I mean? They're not coming out and they're wearing a cleaning service, but the referrals were higher than anybody could ever expect because of the way that they left the client feeling. Their follow-up business that they got because of the way they left that client feeling after their first exposure reassured that client or that consumer to go back to that plumber.
You're never going to forget.
And that's what that's about, right? It's blowing away the expectation of the client each and every opportunity with the experience. One of the things that I want to drive home, because I have this conversation with clients all of the time, what makes you different, or calls with gym owners all the time. If you tell me your programming is the differentiator, you are so far from understanding what a client experience is about. Because the programming in training nowadays, it's such a small piece of the overall experience as a whole. I'm not saying that it's not important, but the difference between your programming and the gym down the street, if it's not like mind-blowingly clear and evident that these are two different styles of training, it's not the training, right? And that's a big thing. I think most gym owners, if I ask that question, 9 out of 10 tell me that their training is the best that they can that anybody can ever receive. How does a client know that? How does your marketplace know that? Can you articulate what makes you different and your training different? If you can't answer all of those questions with resounding evidence on why, then it's not. And it's not good enough to get somebody to come back or choose you as the solution over your competitor.
Right.
And that's what the experience needs to be. I mean, you need to wow your clients. You need to wow somebody walking through your door. Is your training alone going to do that? Probably not.
Now, I will tell you that we're in a difficult situation as a gym. We have clients that come in to use our service several times a week, whereas for that plumber, it might be once a year.
Yeah.
Right? But it's also an advantage, right? You get more time with your clients than that plumber does. But you can't, it'd be very difficult to clean the bathroom every time somebody comes in and trains with you. That would be a little bit, you know what I mean? That might be a little overboard. But what are some of the things you can do? A lot of it's conversational based.
Absolutely.
It's knowing your client in a way. We use the Ford formula, family, occupation, recreations, dreams, and desires, and knowing kind of like a little background on each client that makes it really easy for the coach to have that, intimate conversation. It makes that person feel unique and feel like I'm heard. They know me. And that's really what you're looking for when it comes to a training facility. That I go to that gym because they know me there.
Yeah, I'm not just a number.
That's probably everything to the client.
Well, I mean, use yourself. I mean, you gym owners as an example. You walk into a restaurant or a bar or somewhere you frequent or whatever, and if that staff knows you, knows what you order, knows what you like, treats you as the individual that walks through the door, not just another person, you're more likely to go back and experience that than you are to go try something else and something new where it's cold. You are to somewhat just a number. You know what I mean? You gravitate towards the relationship. And that's what a lot of this comes down to, is building better relationships with the people that are walking through your door.
Well, I don't want to brag about this because this doesn't make us look
Brag.
very... No, it doesn't make us look very good. But we got that place in Pine Top, and we go to this bar called the Lion's Den up there.
Yes.
And there's more bars in that town. We could go to a few other ones, but we actually just don't even think about the other ones because the front door guy, all the bartenders, the indoor security guys, the other clients, they just know us. We've been a few times. It hasn't been like 50 times. We've been maybe 4 or 5 times max. And I'm just thinking about, they don't have to do that with us.
No.
They do it though. They come over, they shake our hands. How you doing? You could do that in your facilities really, really, really easily. And that just keeps them or us from going to another establishment. It keeps your clients from going down to the nut gym down the street because they know me there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be your probably ultimate goal for just about every client.
Well, at the end of the day, they provide a solution to a service we're looking for. Now, granted, every bar down the street has the same ability to serve us a drink the way that we like it.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make is like, just like a gym, their workouts could be the same. There's the same freaking old-fashioned at the other places they do. I mean, there's not much different.
No.
Just like your programming is not much different than the guy down the street. But the X factor is
how you do it.
Yeah, how you make them feel or whatever, that they're appreciated and all these things. So again, we kind of leverage that formula for our coaches to be able to quickly know that somebody's got a son or daughter, they go to college, they like to golf, they're a dentist, their goal is to hike Mount Kilimanjaro. Like all those things are right there on the sheet. We leverage those. It makes them feel like, God, man, they really know me here.
And it takes that in a system where, it is semi-private training here. One coach has 6 clients to focus on. Sometimes you need some of those, I don't want to say shortcuts, but you know what I mean? It's almost like a cheat sheet. It's a quick reminder for that coach. It's a tool, great, yeah. And that allows what could be a sterile numbers-based game, very relational, very one-to-one. It personalizes that training aspect. It personalizes the time that client's with our coach. It makes that exponentially more valuable than somebody walking in, training, walking out. Like that's the baseline for the offering, right? Everybody offers that.
That's the expectation.
Exactly. And so you have to look at your business and say, okay, what can we do differently? What do we bring to the table? Maybe you start with your team and you say, okay, what are qualities that my coaches bring to the table that their coaches don't? Maybe they are really personable. Maybe they are the tactician, and maybe we do have that X factor when it comes to the programming, but it finds a way to be implemented in a systemized, strategic manner that does raise the caliber of your client experience, right? It can't just be the expectation of fitness, nutrition, and accountability.
Yeah, I mean, in leveraging a tool like Semi-Private Pro allows and frees up your coaches to be able to have those deeper conversations in between sets. Obviously, we're very focused on the coaching here, the cueing, the verbal, the visual, the touch, all the things. But like, hey, they're not head down in a clipboard. They're heads up, training clients, head on a swivel, being able to walk around, have that conversation, make somebody feel real special. And then, of course, you can do those unexpected things that, makes somebody know they're appreciated. I know that there's several gyms out there we work with that have budgets that they can do the unexpected wows and things like that. Somebody loses their headphones, all of a sudden there's a new set of Beats or whatever on the desk for them when they get there, like stuff like that, right? But like even that aside, at the end of the day, you got to make your clients feel like they're the only ones in the gym.
Yeah.
And because you have to appreciate them because they could go down the street. There's enough competition that you got to really go above and beyond. It's not your programming. I mean, cool, your environment's important. Like if you don't have an air conditioner and it's hot as hell in there, you probably should get an air conditioner. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, you're going to turn people away.
Yeah.
But like once you got the basics covered, then it's the feelings.
Yeah.
How you feel stuff.
The color of the walls, the music that you play. I mean, how many gyms have you walked into where the music that was playing had absolutely nothing to do with the people in there, but it was what the staff or the owner wanted to hear?
Yeah.
Right? It couldn't be further from what they should be playing, but it's about them, right? They're missing that opportunity. They're missing the client experience because they're not focused on what is like.
You'll never get music right. You'll never win on the music game.
But there's still some understanding of, if you're training 45, 50-year-old clientele, the latest and greatest of, mumble rap probably isn't what they're listening to outside of here. So just have some understanding. And again, maybe it's 4 or 5 different, stations that you guys use, but not the other 5. You know what I mean? It might not be perfect, but at least it's in alignment with the clientele that are walking through your door.
For sure.
We've talked about incentivization programs on, podcasts a couple of episodes ago. It's in the same thing. You have to know what your client's desires are, who they are, what they like, where they shop, what motivates them. Your answers for your client experience is right there. It's all from the clients that are currently in your business spending money with you. What are the things that they hold of value, and how can we execute those in a way that make them feel real damn good?
Yeah. That's really what it comes down to. So listen, guys, I mean, really the point of this episode is, that was pretty unique in that plumber example, and maybe just think about how you can clean the bathroom, and like, what does that look like for you guys, for your gyms? If people are just walking out, I mean, here, I'll take this one extra half step further. We try to end our clients on a metabolic finisher, and it's not for the ease of doing it. It's so when they're sitting in their cars, their heart rate's still high, they get a little bead of sweat dropping down, like they got something accomplished today, versus just steady state, strength training, just reps and sets, 30-second rest. Like we're going to finish with a Metcon on purpose. It's the feeling that we're going for. It's the feeling when they're sitting in their car and like, oh man, good one today. And on top of everything else we talked about with the coaching staff, I mean, your coach, like the coaches are everything.
Yeah.
It's, you got bad coaches, you got a bad business. It sucks to say that all of everything you're doing is laying in somebody else's hands, but you train them, you make sure you hold them accountable. They want to do a good job. It's not they're not doing anything bad on purpose, but you're at risk if you're not talking about this stuff with your coaching staff.
And that you're the owner of the business. Your job is to train the people that are training your clients, right? Level them up. They're the face of the business because they're the one working with the client every day. Major organization, same thing, right? Your sales organization and your customer service team, they're the one interacting with your client. It doesn't matter what the owner sitting in a C-level suite somewhere, his opinions, he might have the idea and the vision, but it's not him that are actually pulling the levers, right? Sure. So knowing that, I mean, I can't tell you how many gym owners we talk to, work with, that the owners actually feel handcuffed by the trainers because the trainers are, like they're the diva-esque type where they come and go, they train who they want. The second the training session's over, they're gone. Like, you want to talk about a client experience? That is the absolute worst client experience you can create for your clientele. If your training staff doesn't have the intrinsic motivation to stick around and see out, your client's needs, you got the wrong trainers in place.
It's tough because
it is very tough.
They've got that relationship locked down too with those clients, and so now what? So
hopefully they. I mean. Depends, because some of them don't. You know what I mean? They might be that great trainer, have that. They might be the face, but they might not actually care enough to have the relationship beyond reps and sets. So there's a lot that goes into it. The training staff, obviously, I mean, it's not an easy seat to fill right now, guys. Everybody is in the search for great qualified trainers. It just is that way. But when you find the people that can do the job, coach them up the rest of the way, and you won't have the issues time and time again.
Yep. All right. Well, hopefully that helps you guys start thinking about what you do different, how you're different than the guy down the street, and then take that and go win. That's it for this episode. Till next time, keep changing lives. See you on the next one. Bye.
All right, and thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals, and when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.